quite late. I got up quite late. I didn't get to sleep till 6 a.m. last night. That's, yeah. I was up until 4 o'clock working. So that was fun, but I made a point that I was going to process £300 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards because, oh, I'll show you now. Basically, I've bought this book and honestly, I have to admit, it's a complete and utter waste of money. My bullet journal is a million times better, but the premise of it is really good. There's a book I read once called Eat That Frog, and it's it's a notebook made around the concept of Eat That Frog. So basically what you do, Mark Twain once said, if you get up in the morning and you eat a frog, you know the rest of the day is going to be better. So what it says is, I've just been talking for like 5 minutes and I wasn't recording. Yeah, so basically Mark Twain says, eat a frog and you know the rest of your day is going to be better. Because usually when we make to-do lists, we usually check off the easiest ones to do because we like to see quantity over quality in stuff that we achieve. But what you should really do is do the hardest one first, because then it's done, and usually that's the one you put off for the longest, and it's the most satisfying, and it makes the rest of the day easier, and you actually end up getting more done, or even if you don't, you've prioritized, so you get the more important stuff done. So it's kind of based around that, with also the included theory that you visualize a main goal that you want. As an example, I wanted 100,000 followers on YouTube. This isn't what I'm using my book for, but as an example. And then what you do is you think of 3 different things that would help that. So as an example, you'd go, I would be a guest at a lot more conventions because then my name would get spread out or more people would recognize me, blah, 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 blah. Then you'd go, I collaborate more. That's one of the best ways to get subscribers. I will collaborate more. And then the third one would be, I just had to repeat all this. What was my third one? I think it was a lot more call to actions at the end of my videos. Really push, subscribe to my video, share my video, do this, do that. Like really think of loads of different advertising ways. So, and then what you do is you take them 3 and break each one into 3 more components. So to be a guest, you would increase your social media because the higher following numbers you have, the more you're likely to be asked to be a guest. You would then also email as many many conventions as possible as you can imagine, because at least, you know, one might say yes at first, and the third one would be do your own convention and be a guest there. So then you have 9 bullet points of what you need to do, and then you kind of keep doing that until you have bite-sized manageable targets, which is kind of like an opposite of the Eat the Frog thing. But the Eat the Frog thing is a daily call to action. You do the hardest stuff. It's a way of prioritizing your time. And this one is about the long haul, which is usually about a 3-month period. And then what you do is you do the little tiny bits along the day, and then consistently every day. And then at the end of the 3 months, you go, oh wow, I've actually, without realizing it, climbed this bite-sized chunk pyramid to the top. So that's what effectively it is. Sorry, there might be a really weird cut there. I just wanted to show you what the brand of this notebook was, and it has my personal home address and mobile on the cover, so I'm gonna have to cut that out. But yeah, so this is called a self-journal. It's actually like a branded thing. It was quite expensive for what it was, and honestly, I don't think it was worth it. The idea and the concept is great, but by all means, it's something that, you know, my bullet journal could do. What I do like is this though. It has a daily breakdown timeline there, which starts too early and ends too early, in my opinion. Has a morning grateful and an evening grateful. And then it has your goal. It can either be your main goal for the day or your main goal after the 3 months to help like visualize what you want. Then it's the 3 targets you need to do today. Only 3, but only 3 that have something to do with your goal. It keeps you in your eye on the target, where like in my bullet journal I'll have like 20 different things I need to do, but this is the 3 things you need to do to help you get your goal. And then at the end you go, the lessons I've learned and your wins. So you can say like, oh, you know what, I didn't do all 3, but I did this and I did it really well and I did it better than I've ever done it before. And that all that affected the book is that over and over again with a different inspirational quote every day. So it is good, but this was £20. And honestly, this is kind of a very, very similar layout to what I have in my bullet journal anyway. So yeah, I love the concept. It's a concept I've already known. It's They actually even refer to the book itself, the Eat the Frog book in here. Brian Tracy wrote the book Eat That Frog. It was actually, I have to admit, I bought it because it was an Audible daily deal. It was like $1.99 or something. And I'm a sucker for self-help books. I love them. They do so little, but they have great ideas, and I love the ideas. I love the concepts around them. So yeah, it wasn't the best book, but if it's cheap enough, it was worth listening to. If you struggle prioritizing your time, I did actually pick up a couple of key things that really helped me. And that's effectively what this book is. This notebook is to help you prioritize. And I can't fully say why. I know my daily vlogs are about sharing my life, but there's some things, because it involves other people, I can't say on YouTube. And there's something that has been getting me down over the last couple of weeks, and I can't tell you why. I mean, if you are on my Patreon, you will know, because obviously it is something I can say, I just can't say on YouTube. So if you're on my Patreon, you'll know 100% why, or if you're my friend, you'll know why. But so I've realised that this has to change. I can't live here anymore. I can't live in this house anymore. And I have zero savings, zero money. And so this year is about moving to Liverpool and saving up and moving to Liverpool. So that's what this notebook, I'm using this notebook for. It's for a savings goal, so I can move out and live more independently, but more closely to work. I live an hour away, and I've always wanted to have my 20s in Liverpool, so I could be like in the city centre, and that never happened. And I don't necessarily want to live my 30s in the city centre, but I at least want to live a couple of years working on the shop in the city centre. So we'll see. That was so long-winded, I'm so sorry. But there you go. That's what that book's about. I love, you know me, I love notebooks. I love notebooks, and I love planning, and I love lists, and it's just, they make me feel like proactive, and they make me feel like I'm more in control, and they help me. So that's my new thing at the moment. Let's see if I can actually achieve it. So I'm just getting ready to go out. I can't be bothered. I'm far too tired. And it's Andrew. So don't really need to say more, do I? Nah. So I'm here with Andrew and Charlotte.
Hi.
Hi. I was saying how much I couldn't wait to go out with you tonight.
Really?
I mean, yeah. So Charlotte has just enlightened me for if I want to get some popcorn, which is damn tasty because I know there's not that much of it, and I think that's what it is. That if I don't want to have loads of popcorn because I'm on a diet, I can get little baby popcorn. And then it's a kids menu, and it's only $1.75 instead of like £8 in the combo. So thank you, Charlotte. Cheers. Cheers. No, I spilt it all. I have never felt more of a third wheel in my life, sitting on my own couch, and Charlotte and Andrew in their own little couch together.
There's room in the middle if you want.
I might do, actually. I feel a bit lonely. Oh. Can I get in Mummy and Daddy's bed, please?
Oh, it's a bit weird, Lucy.
So we've just finished the film, and I haven't asked them yet because I wanted to save it for the video. But
okay.
What did you think?
I thought it was really good.
Do you know what? I actually thought it was the best Marvel film I've seen.
Really?
I get why people are saying the effects are so good. They are amazing,
Oh,
like
seriously?
genuinely amazing.
I mean, it's the easy comparison is something like Inception, but it's so much more than that. The way they've done the fight sequence.
It's like Inception with mosaics. That's all I kept thinking of.
It's like a fight inside an MC Escher painting.
Yes.
But
yes.
one that's constantly evolving.
With spells.
With maths and magic.
What did you think, Sean?
It was good. I'm not a massive comic
Action,
book
yeah.
action fan, but it was watchable.
But you know what? I'm not a massive action fan. I still loved everything